Hello friends, this is Maitreyi bringing yum recipes to your kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make Swiss apple pie. It's a very easy peasy recipe. Usually in making pie the toughest part is making crust, but in this recipe you don't have to make the crust at all. This is no crust pie, will be ready in minutes and made with very simple ingredients. To make this recipe are 2 cups of apple cubes and 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of all-purpose flour and some pecans or walnuts, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to start making the pie. So first make sure all the dry ingredients are mixed properly. So add 1 cup of flour in this. To this I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a little bit of salt. I'm using kosher salt here. Usually I prefer kosher salt in my baking. So mix all of these, give it a stir. Take another medium bowl and then break your eggs, 2 eggs. Whisk them nice. To this I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. Mix with egg. While mixing I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So the recipe is very simple. You don't need any extra gadgets or any fancy stuff. You can just do this recipe with all things that you have available. I'm just using my whisk for today. I'm not even using my electric mixer to bake this cake. So mix it together so that the sugar dissolves into the egg properly. So this is ready. So now my wet ingredients are ready. To this I'm going to add my dry ingredients in batches until it is mixed properly. So usually it's better to add half of your dry ingredients and then mix until it combines. So if you notice, there is no butter used in this recipe, but a lot of apples are used. So this is a good recipe and a healthy recipe for your kids to serve as an evening snack. So I'm going to add remaining flour. Mix it. At this time it becomes a little thick, the batter, because this is pie, it's not like cake, so the batter will be thick. So I think at this time I would like to use my spoon. So mix it well. So the batter is really thick. So to this I'm going to add, I've just cubed. I've used here red delicious apples. You can use any kind of apples like gala apples or Granny Smith apples, but usually red delicious I prefer because they are sweeter than sour. So I'm going to add 2 cups. This is about 1 apple, one big apple that yields 2 cups of apple cubes. So after you add it, do not mix it. After you add apples, do not mix it. So gently fold apples together up and down. So this helps the apples are coated enough with the batter than getting mushed up. So finally I'm going to add some nuts. If you have a kid that is allergic to nuts, you can totally skip this. But if you are fine with nuts, you can add any nuts. Usually walnuts are preferred, but today I don't have walnuts, so I'm using pecans. So you can just roughly chop these nuts. So and then gently fold apples and nuts together. Voila, my batter is ready. So now I'm going to transfer this. I have lightly brushed this pan with the olive oil so that the pie won't stick to the pan. So transfer all of this into the pan. After you transfer the batter to the pan, use your spoon and smooth the surface. This is looking already so good. The creamy batter and a lot of apples and nuts. So now this is ready. So we are going to slip this into the oven. You have to bake this for about 30 minutes. So from 25 minutes, keep on watching. So because the temperature varies based on the oven. So at around 30 minutes, use your toothpick, and if the toothpick comes out of clean, then the pie is done. So I'll be back again in 30 minutes. So it's been 30 minutes now. I have taken the pie out of the oven and inverted into a plate. I did make it set for 10 minutes so that the pie needs to be cooled down before you invert. So it looks delicious already. Oh, look at this. Without any crust, the pie is so ready. This is smelling so good, just right out of the oven. It looks delicious and smells delicious. It's really good. The apples are really good. They cooked properly in this pie. If you serve this with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, it's going to be heavenly. Now I think after tasting, I feel like maybe a little bit of cinnamon also will be good, so that the apples and cinnamon combination tastes very good. So that's all for today. So the Swiss apple pie is ready in minutes, and you don't have to make any crust, and this will be a good dessert on your table.